Hello friends, welcome to my channel. And friends, in our previous video we have completed chapter 1 of Even a Moron with a Dream book. And in our present video we are about to start its new chapter, chapter 2, whose title is The Power of a Dream. The Power of a Dream. So friends, I am about to start this chapter for you. Friends, I am going to read this chapter for you. So ready for uh, the chapter, friends? And I'm going to start now. The Power of a Dream. Looking back at the title of this humble book, Even a Moron with a Dream, and the reason why I choose this title, I'm reminded of that the fact that I attribute my success to many things and people, but I but in greater part to the fact that I had a dream. The word dream in today's world does not carry the magic it used to. Gone are the days when the word dream was used in historical speeches such as Martin Luther King's. People today have become such hypocrites that they are embarrassed to talk about their dreams. If you listen to the speeches of great leaders of the past, they all spoke of their dreams proudly. Nowadays, you do not hear leaders talking loudly about their dreams anymore or as much as we want to. Lately, I have been hearing it a little bit more in the speeches of Barack Hussein Obama, the current US president. He spoke of his dream to be the first African American president proudly and loudly, like many of the great leaders of the past. And amazingly, his dream came true. Still, we do not have enough dreamers like President Obama. Many people have given up on believing that dreams do come true. This can be seen daily with people struggling just to smile sincerely. People who have given up, people who are just happy they made it home. But as much as we are surrounded by these non believers in the power of the dream today, I believe that somewhere deep down inside, they all have a big dream. They just do not believe it is going to come true. Try this. If you sit down with someone who is not too successful and talk to him for a while, I'm sure you will get him to talk about his dreams. Now try asking him why he did not make his dreams come true. He will begin with a narrative long enough to be made into a 3 hour feature film. His excuses will range from lack of luck to too many failures. Some would even blame God, while others use silly excuses from the alignment of the planets to the lines on their palms. In my opinion, the world is the way it is today, and the people seem lost simply because they have stopped dreaming. There are not enough people out there who really know what they want, and are willing to pay the price to get it. The world needs more I am possible. In my journey of making, sorry, I left the line. The world, I'm repeating it, friends. The world needs more people who do not understand the word impossible and instead only see I am possible. In my journey of making my dreams come true, the greatest challenge was getting people to believe again. If you are reading this chapter and you have stopped dreaming or believing, I want you to start dreaming again. It is absolutely acceptable to dream. And only when you start dreaming will you stop exciting and start living. Will you stop existing and start living? I have always looked at everything in a very simple way. Somebody once asked, Padman, can you define life? I am sure there are long intellectual answers to this question, but mine was simple. Our life is a journey which has a starting point and a finishing point. The finishing point is when you have a huge smile on your face because you have achieved all of your dreams, all your dreams. All my life, I have been a dreamer. I simply believed that everything is possible if you find your dream and pay the price for it. I have to admit it is not easy being a dreamer. Everyone will laugh at and say that you are living in a dream while trying to escape the harsh realities of life. But I did not care what others thought. I still remember when I was a kid, there was a TV program which came on once a week called Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, hosted by Robin Leach, who had the most amazing accent. That program was the highlight of my week, and thankfully, my mom would allow us to watch it. Of course, with the dreadful condition that we finish our homework. I used to sit there watching that program in amazement, soaking in the lifestyles, the cars, the houses, and the expensive watches of the truly rich people of our world. Please remember that living in a town in the middle of nowhere, I was not exposed to a lot of luxuries. In our town, a Mercedes Benz would have been considered the ultimate car. Ferraris and Lamborghinis and only existed on the TV and in calendars. I still remember the huge mansion owned owned by Mr. X, the richest man in town. As a kid, I used to ride my bicycle past that mansion. On my way to school, I was convinced that this must be the richest man in the world. Well, you could not blame me. I grew up in a town in the middle of nowhere. Being a dreamer, even at a very young age, was a great way to grow up. It gave me a positive outlook on everything. It instilled in me a sense of innocence and sincerity, like many of you reading this book right now. I bet you I bet you are thinking, hey, I used to dream like that too. The question, however, is what happened along the way that made you stop dreaming and believing? Like most of you, there were many moments in my journey when the realities of life hit me hard and I almost gave up. One such incident was the first time I felt left my little town and ventured into the major city called Kuala Lumpur. When I stepped off the bus, I was surrounded by tall, gigantic buildings, which at that moment made me feel small and inconsequential. I saw houses bigger than the mansion in my town. I saw makes of cars that I had never seen before. I remember saying to myself, my God, there is a whole world out there. Will I ever be able to conquer this world? I must admit that a little bit of doubt crept into my mind. Will I be able to make my dreams come true? Just then, the next episode of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous came on TV, and immediately I went back to believing I was the kind of kid who was loud and loved to talk. Obviously, that has not changed, and those days I used to tell my mom, I am going to buy you that big house just like the one we saw on TV last night. I told her that I was going to be rich one day and she will live like a queen. I'm pretty sure most of us have said the exact same things to our moms. But at that point, I truly believed in what I said. My mom's reply to me was a somber, yeah, yeah, keep on dreaming and finish your work, finish your homework. She was not being negative, she was only being herself, coming from a time and cultural orientation where dreaming was not a priority. And her main concern was to make sure their bills were paid. I do not blame her at all. I guess her mom was just like that, or so was her grandmother. I'm sure they did not have lifestyles of the rich and famous or even a TV back then. Let me share with you a perfect example of how achieving a dream was important to me even as a child. Relax and enjoy this story. The BMX bike. The story is about a little boy called Padman and his dream of owning 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 a BMX bicycle. Being the youngest in the family, everything I had was a hand me down. My t-shirts came from Kuna and Sati, my two older brothers, my bicycle, which looked like a girl's, came from them too, and so did everything else. Everyone reading this book may have had people saying to them, you are the youngest, so you must have been pampered. I know exactly how you are feeling. Clearly, they are wrong because hand me downs in my dictionary do not translate to being pampered. Youngest kids, in my experience, certainly are not pampered. In my case, I never paid much attention to my hand me downs until one day I set my eyes on the BMX bike. Never had anything affected and tempted me so much as the BMX bike. That was the ultimate thing to own for any 11-year-old, and I wanted it. It was the biggest dream I had as a kid, and it was the highlight of my young freaking life. I absolutely wanted to buy a brand new BMX. It was the trend in my town and everywhere else in the world at that time. It was the sportiest, most in thing which every kid wanted, and I covered it even more. To me, the BMX was the Ferrari for kids. I remembered I remember walking past the bicycle shop in town every day just to look at my dream bike. It was a black and yellow BMX called the Penguin, and I will never forget it. I had bright yellow handles. It had bright yellow handles which covered on top. I would talk into the shop, look at the bicycle, touch the bicycle, and just sit down there for 10 to 15 minutes practically every evening until the Toke got sick and tired of me and told me in an annoyed tone, "Are you going to buy it or not?" I went on doing this for months on end. Being a persistent kid, I would pester my mom every day for the BMX. What do I have to do to get the bike? I went endlessly. I want the bike. I'll do anything. My mom was very honest with me. She said, "Good that you want the bike, but I can't afford it." The bike cost about RM 170, and my mom's salary was in the range of RM 700. That would equate to about 25% of her salary, which was not justifiable. In our humble family, feeding us and keeping the household running was a priority to her. Not getting me a sporty bike with yellow handles, I did not have any reasonably rich aunt or uncle to buy me the bike either, so it was a bit bleak for a while. However, the bleakness did not last for long. I decided to cut a deal with my mother. I would come up with part of the money and she would come up with the rest. My mom's my mom listened to my earnest explanation and said, "Okay, why not?" I did everything I possibly could, from saving every cent when I got my allowance, selling and collecting discarded glass bottles around my neighborhood and selling them back to the shop, and doing all sorts of odd jobs from my relatives who lived in the same lane, whether it was cleaning up the garden, delivering stuff, bathing dogs, and cleaning drains. I did it all. After some time, the day arrived. It was a proud day when I gave my mum my share of the money and we bought the bicycle. Looking back, it now seemed so ridiculous how excited I was over that bicycle. But at the age of 11, you have no idea how owning that bicycle meant the world to me. I thought my world was set. I was going to die from happiness just by riding the bicycle. I rode that bicycle like a moron. I rode it in the hot sun, in the rain, on the same road up and down, back and forth. I would cycle past my buddy's house and purposely slow down and glance with a look that said, "Hey, I have a BMX." Those were happy days. That is what I mean when I say you have a dream and you want it so bad. Even as a poor kid, I really believed that I could get the BMX and I did everything in my power to get it. You can get your BMX, anyone can. You just have to want it bad enough. So, friends, this is about all about chapter 2, but we have not completed it yet. I think this is the half part of this chapter, and we will complete it in our next video. And I think this is enough for today. And what a lovely thought, what a lovely experience shared by the author of this book, Batman. I i i think you will like this stuff. And with this hope, I'm now going to stop my present video, and I hope you will like it. And please like like share and subscribe our channel. And once again, I'm again thanking you. I'm always thankful to you because you are the only one. You all are the only person to whom I create stuff like this, and I want to create the best stuff for you all. Thank you very much once again from bottom of my heart. Thank you very much.